if anybody's been here for a while, you guys can remember in my old videos, and bless you guys for watching those, because God, I kept those around and I was looking at one the other day and those are terrible. But anyways, back to everybody here. There's a reason I made a degenerate tier for, people who want to sub and support me and everything that I do. And then I made like Giga Chads because I thought it was funny that the left was calling people degenerates and doing all sorts of things. And let's be honest here. We're not afraid to say a woman is attractive. We're not afraid to play a game with an attractive woman, are like some of these people are. Or we're not afraid to say that yes, we do like attractive females in video games. Well, I also have the caveat that this is going to swing the other direction, and we're going to have to fight to have in video games what we've had since the inception of video games. Anytime there's been a female in a video game character, she has been, at the time, what they could come up with, the most attractive female that you wanted to see. I mean, go through the Dead or Alive video games, or still one of my favorite hilarious video games, Blood Rain, where you're walking around as a redhead chick with a very curvaceous body, and you're a vampire and you're killing Nazis. Again, I think this game came back in it was early 2000s, really early. Dead or Alive, Grand Theft Auto, where you literally took hookers into your car and could yeet them afterwards and take your money back. Where you had strip clubs, where you had, as Melanie Mack idolizes, Laura Croft, who we see in really tight-fitting outfits or in bikinis or anything like that. Again, she idolizes that character and emulates it and even cosplays at it. But now that everybody thinks that they've won against the woke mob, which you haven't, now they're like, now we're going to get rid of characters that are attractive because decency. And this all comes from another moronic Twitter account. And we're going to read their post. I thought I was going to start with Melanie, but we're going to go straight to this Dread Roberts character. Any person with a modicum of decency would say no. This is not where the future of gaming should head. It's where gaming's always been. The constant promotion of half-naked women as the greener side of gaming is getting ridiculous. And I'm beginning to think that these people who say they want to save gaming don't actually want to save it. Again, it's where gaming has always been. Go look at the old games in the 90s and early 2000s and before 2014, before the first Gamergate, and look what women looked like and dressed like in those games. This is your attempt to co-opt and take over the gaming industry. This isn't you trying to save it. You're a lying piece of shit. So many claim to care about morals and future generations and not even give an inch of progress to the devs who push woke ideology or whatever, but then they'll turn around and tell young men and women to support titles that throw this stuff in your face. Again, gaming has always been this way. You are the tourist. You are the person that's coming in and trying to change it. And no, gaming is not about pushing morals to future generations. It's always been about escapism. But again, you have the same mentality as the leftists, where you can only see yourself in what you're playing. You can't imagine anything else. You are creatively bankrupt. Most of what I've seen for months now from these accounts are butt cheeks and cleavage. Good. Fantastic. You know what? I will not shame any supporter that is about escapism and likes enjoying sexy women while they play video games. You get no shame from me. I'll joke around with you and call you a gooner because it's funny. But I expect, you to call me out for me saying I would rather have a custom character that's a female, because if I'm going to stare at a character for hours on end, I don't want it to be a dude's ass. You can joke about that with me. But as long as we understand it is the video game, and it is something we enjoy, and it is not real life, you're cool with me? Seriously, how is it making a game better? All we're doing is pushing normies in the same direction, but on a parallel track. I don't want normies in video games. I want people who want escapism to find a game that they enjoy and relax. But your uptight ass has a butt plug so far up it, you can't relax about anything. People may argue we just want to push back on the ugly women agenda. just trying to make a point to the lefty weirdos. Yeah, that's exactly what you're doing. That is exactly what you're doing. You're trying to push them out so you can take over and co-opt this and change it to what you want it to be. So then where do we draw the line? Because there doesn't appear to be one. There isn't supposed to be one. There isn't. As long as it's not illegal, it's okay to be a game. This is why we need to be real adults and with real ambitions, aspirations, and mature outlook in the future to lead the charge in this industry. Again, if you're charging into the industry, you're trying to take it over. This is not something that you enjoyed before. This is something that you did not like before. You did not like when the left took it over and forced their transgenderism, but now you want to take it over and force the regular gamers out and the weirdos out and put your own brand of weird in. And that's exactly what this means. You need to be an adult. Then don't play video games. Fuck off. End of story. But again, Melanie Mac here. And don't worry, I'm going to tear her to shreds on this one. Don't worry. She says, I agree with this take. I've been fighting with y'all against the woke mob turning female characters into trans, and I like characters to look attractive, but I don't want to be lumped in with those pushing for practically soft core corn in character designs. That's degenerate. Hold on. It's in here. Same amount of clothing she's complaining about, but she is all for Lara and even defends it. They used to have some sexy marketing images. You could literally wear a bikini in there. You would go swimming. Like, oh, you're absolutely full of shit. Curvy female characters like classic Lara are great, but curvy characters almost completely naked doing stripper dances, no thanks. Masculine male characters, awesome. But these mods with Leon Kennedy and a jockstrap degenerate. Yeah, well, let's not talk about your degeneracy. We are going to talk about that. Ignore what I just said. We want characters to look good without advocate. It's okay. Again, she has ran around in boy shorts and crop tops. The same thing that happens in corn movies. Does that mean we should shame her? In her case, yes, absolutely. And I thought this was fantastic because I replied to Melanie, and I got some comments and some support here. And everybody's asking, why is she doing this? Because she is a lefty. LARPing is something else. Just remember, she preaches the Bible as a divorced middle-aged woman while shaming anyone with the same history as her. And she does, absolutely. She tells women they need to cover up while she goes out in skimpy clothes and complains about women being thoughts. She's divorced, but practices you need to get married and stay married. Let's not pretend that this didn't actually happen. Just blocked 2 of my followers who replied to this tweet with homophobic hate speech. Yes. The one who now drops F slurs. And I don't want this channel to get buried in the algorithm, so I am going to avoid using terminology I would normally use. Because this needs to be brought up. I have no tolerance for that. So good riddance, bigots. Extremely left-wing talking points. Quoting exactly what the leftist had said for the same amount of time. But somehow, after this, she jumps into the, I'm going to be pro-conservative now, and expects everybody to believe that she's always been this way. And I pointed out somewhere to someone that she said it's okay for her to be this way because she has been forgiven, but everybody else is going to hell. This is peak narcissism from this stupid broad, LARPing around trying to infiltrate and destroy everything that we have loved. She is that problem. And even the quartering. This is Coomer bait. You can enjoy it. That's fine. Just stop pretending it's some sort of high art I need to respect. Play your Coomer video games. Have fun. There's nothing wrong with it. Just stop trying to church it up. Again, it's a game people are enjoying. Why are you even talking about it? Except for the fact that you have Melanie on your stream now and you're trying to pander to her so that maybe you can get a crumb. And I say that about the quartering because he does try and bring on females. And whenever he does, he tries to adopt whatever they think. That is the same reason why he said he was having what was that Australian chick that claimed she was right wing and then tried to Me Too Elijah Schaefer? Anybody remember her name? I know she existed. But he was working with her, and he started adopting and talking her talking points, and then kind of that whole thing happened, and he kind of had to make his distance because his entire fan base was in an uprising over it, especially with all the anti Me Too talk, and then going around and trying to support it. Yeah, no, people didn't really like that one. But I mean, I guess that's why you dropped her, right? Even after signing a contract. Again, all these people are being so disingenuous. It's quite annoying. And I don't understand I mean, I do understand. People just want to be told what they want to hear. They don't want to hear truth. But I will give a shout out to Smash JT. As much as they have some problems with some of the things he does and how he won't cover some of the right wing grifters, I will give people props when they deserve it. Smash JT, when you're becoming exactly what you're fighting against, you are no better than those you are trying to stop. Exactly. But Smash JT has spent so long trying to be friends with these people and covering up the negative things they do. Maybe not covering it up, just ignoring it, letting it fester in the back. That by proxy, a lot of these people exist because you refused to call them out on their bullshit. And again, I know that doesn't make me a ton of friends on YouTube, and I don't care. Like I've always said, this channel's been about the truth, not about people's feelings. I don't give a shit if I piss somebody off who is a simp for Melanie Mac. The truth is out there, the facts are out there that she is a fair weather content creator. And as soon as the tide flips, she'll be back to doing whatever the fuck she was a couple years ago. The same with Grums stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars. I have yet to verify the documents are actually this specific Mike Kern, but there are divorce papers from Mike Kern, failed child support, failed taxes. Just if those are actually Grums, Mike Kern, he has a long history of stealing from people. And anybody who says video games didn't used to be like this, go look at all the video games that came out in the early 2000s. I mean, go look at Dead or Alive. Go look at Tekken. Go look at Mortal Kombat. Go look at pretty much every fighting game had some female in skimpy armor or skimpy clothes fighting. I mean, we had volleyball games with characters that were chef's kiss. Again, Blood Rain, a chick in tight leather latex with just everything exposed. You know what? Hold on. You know what? I'm going to pull up the original Blood Rain game. Blood Rain 1. Yeah. Yeah, again, came out in 2002, I believe. There was a movie, I think. Yeah, the movie wasn't as good as the games, but it was fantastic. But you're telling me that this didn't exist before you guys came around is absolute bullshit. DOA volleyball. Dead or Alive volleyball. The original Xbox. The original. Early 2000s. Very early 2000s. Like, all this has been out there. You guys are pretending that none of this existed and gamers weren't always interested in this. That's what you're pretending. Dude, how bad is it that they still look this good after all these years? Like, that really was peak gaming. It really was. I gotta be careful here because there might be. Do I have safe search on? I hope to God I do. Anywho, yes, but that's my point, is that all this existed before everybody wanted to politicize their damn position in video games. Gamers always wanted to be gamers. Gamers always liked escapism. Gamers always liked attractive female characters. Guys liked imagining themselves and escaping reality to become the absolute 7-foot tall, buff as hell dude that went around smacking the shit out of morons. This is what gaming has always been. You have no place here if your position is this shouldn't exist. Go back to the days of Tipper Gore when you were trying to censor everything from video games to songs to movies to television. Go back to those days and stay there and don't come back. But I mean, I guess that's why the Quartering posted this a day ago. A day ago. And only got 700 likes. But video of the attractive chick in a video game got 30,000 likes. And let's not pretend that the quartering doesn't have almost 400,000 followers on Twitter, and the best he can muster up in a day in 20, well, it's been what, 27 hours now, is 700 subs, or I'm sorry, 700 likes. Dude, you're getting close to getting ratioed on this comment. You're absolutely close to getting ratioed. So I will give up props to Smash JT here for actually understanding what gamers want, regardless of what you do and don't talk about. You got a round of applause for me for saying it. But for the rest of these fucking grifters who are now trying to do exactly what the left wing has done for years, and that's change gaming and say this is what gamers want, you are so fucking wrong on every aspect. And it proves how little you know about gaming, and that the only reason you're here is to try and grift some puritanical bullshit and make a few shekels. So if you agree with me that these people need to just fuck off, the left and the uber right, the Bible thumpers, leave that in the comments section. But while you're there, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this one out. And until the next one, guys, don't be these weirdos. Be easy like Sleazy.